Hi, welcome back to me and Mon Ami. And it was announced that the death had occurred of the rock legend Tina Turner. Tina Turner had a spectacular house here in Villefranche for almost 20 years. In fact, she spent so much time here that at one stage the mayor granted her honorary citizen status. And today, in this video, we are going to take you to one of the highest points in the whole of Villefranche, where Tina Turner had her 39 million euro villa. And along the way, I'm going to tell you what I know about Tina Turner's time in Villefranche. And if we're lucky at the end, we're going to get to send the drone over the villa and see just what it's like in 2023. You can pick this up on the 360 camera, but if you can see right up there at the top, there is the highest point. There is a TV mast, and Tina's villa is just underneath the mast. I'm not sure the mast was there when she originally moved there, but that's where we're headed. But as we go there, I want to tell you the story of, as Max Margaret used to say, of Tina's time here in Villefranche, because this really was a very, very special place for her. I think she first came here in about 1991, 1992. She's with her soon-to-be second husband, a man called Erwin Bach, who she'd met at an airport. I think he was a record producer for somebody like EMI, and he was 17 years her junior, and she'd fallen head over heels in love, or they both had. And he decided to bring her to Villefranche, to the south of France, where she'd never been, for a holiday. And they rented a little pink house near to the place where they bought and developed this incredible villa. And I think they spent a sort of idyllic summer there together. And it was then that the idea of living or having a permanent base in Villefranche came to Tina Turner. And she bought a villa which subsequently became known as Villa Anna Fleur. Now, Villa Anna Fleur is in a domain which is a bit like a sort of very posh gated community in America or in Britain. Now, this was quite a spectacular villa, but Tina wanted to make it even more so. So she set about with her architect developing it. Now, there's a bit of a twist here, because while she had permission to do certain works, she didn't have permission to do all the works that she subsequently carried out. And the net result of this was that she attempted to bung in an extra floor, and the neighbours spotted it. Now, it's kind of interesting, because this is something that happens a lot. It even happened to a neighbour of ours who they try and get away and get around the building regs, and they find that they get caught and they get in enormous messes with the authorities. So anyway, the syndic, as they call it, the sort of grouping of the other owners on the domain, got together, and legend has it, they demanded that Miss Turner, who was still simply the best, appear at their syndic meeting. So she did, and she managed to persuade them of the innocence of her project, and that it wasn't going to ruin the views, etc., etc. And she was eventually allowed to create this incredible house. In order to decorate it, she employed two gentlemen who she came to refer to as the boys. Now, I don't know what she was meaning by the boys, but they were two men called Stephen Stillman and I think a man called James Hunniford, or Gloria to his friends. That I made that up. But she employed these two guys, and they set about helping her to decorate her dream home here in the south of France. Now, in order to do that, they decided to sort of take her to some of the most significant villas in the area, and they took her to the Villa Kerylos. Now, the Villa Kerylos was built by a very rich man who had it built in the ancient Greek style. In fact, rumour has it that the staff were forced to serve in the nude. Now, that is just a rumour. I can't verify that. But she was taken to Villa Kerylos. I can't quite say it with this missing tooth. And she fell in love with it. Indeed, Kerylos is, I think, a fantastic villa to visit because it was built to one specification, and the furniture and everything is completely bespoke. So whether you like it or not, it has a complete coherence. And it's a wonderful villa. It's the villa where President Macron met President Ping of China for his summit. That was quite an evening. Him and his two wives, they had dinner there apparently. So anyway, she's taken to Villa Kerylos, and she falls in love with it, and she decides she wants a bit of that old classicism for her own pad. But not only do the boys take her to the local grand villas, they also take her to Paris shopping, where she happens upon, I think, 22 Louis Philippe canapes, beds and chairs and sofas and God knows what, which she promptly buys. But she couldn't get hold of Louis Philippe's bed because that was in the Louvre, and even Tina's wealth couldn't persuade the authorities to part with it. But funny enough, she said, I didn't mind that all the stuff came from grand palaces because I just liked it. I felt comfortable with it, and I put it in my villa. She also built behind the house, which I'm hoping we might get to see in a bit, an incredible sort of amphitheatre where she held incredible parties. And, well, she had quite a lot of space to do so because altogether she had 580 square metres. Her bedroom was 70 square metres. And remember, this wasn't at the time her primary residence, though she did start to spend an awful lot of time here. And she was seen in local restaurants in Nice, in the Safari, at La Réserve de Beaulieu, at Les Pinèdes in Cap d'Aille. She'd go to Whiskey A Go-Go, where I think in Cannes, I think it is, where she once performed an impromptu set. And it was while she was here that she also was made an honorary citizen of Villefranche. And the mayor, I think it was Mr. Grosquiet at that time, bestowed this upon her, and she waved to everyone from the town hall. And I think subsequently she did a concert at Fréjus in the Bullring, which we featured in a video when we went to Fréjus on our Saint-Tropez trip. And she invited lots of staff from the council, the mairie here, to come on VIP tickets for free. So she became a very popular figure. She was quite often seen in Beaulieu. A local shopkeeper talking to Nice Matin the other day said how regularly she saw her and how sort of completely down to earth she was. But there is one story that has always amused me, and it concerns the great Mère Germaine restaurant in Villefranche, which is the sort of granddaddy, the legendary restaurant of the town. And I think shortly after Tina had first come here, she must have nipped into the village at about 5 o'clock, and she was starving, probably after doing a bit of shopping for some sofas. And of course, she bobbed her head around the Mère Germaine and said, you know, could I eat? Now, they recognised it was Tina Turner. But, you know, this is France. It was 5 o'clock. The chef's not there. You simply cannot dine before 7. So they had to turn Tina away. It was also during this time that she set about having a famous feud with, of course, the other very, very famous Villefranche resident, Sir Elton John. And she'd wanted Elton to tour with her. But there'd then been this phone conversation, which he recounts in his autobiography, which is really funny, I have to say. and she says he dresses terribly and that he should wear Armani and the clothes he wears are fat. And Elton says he literally came off the phone in tears because she had absolutely torn him in bits. And then I think he got mad and said she could stuff her, tore up her Ujarka Pivi. And everything fell apart, and there was a very long-running feud. But apparently towards the end of her time here, Elton invited her up to his villa in Montalban in Villefranche, and there was a rapprochement, and apparently it went so well that she left a big kiss in the visitors' book. But I think by the mid-noughties, Tina starts to spend more and more time in Switzerland, where she also has a big house. Like many of the very rich people here, they also have homes in Switzerland. It seems to be a tactically good spot if you've got a lot of brass. And she starts to spend more and more time in Switzerland, and eventually, I think in 2013, she becomes a citizen of Switzerland and says goodbye to France and to America completely when she sells the villa. But we're now very much in the area of where Tina's villa is. I'm trying to go above it because I'm hoping we might get a view down onto it, but if that's not the case, we're going to try and send the old drone over and see what it looks like now. So let's just have a look from here, because we can certainly see down to some of the most incredible villas, but can we see down to Tina's? I don't think we can quite see Tina's, so I think it's going to be a bit of a go back down and find somewhere to send up the drone. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, please give us a comment, please think about buying us a coffee, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care everyone, bye, stay charged.